Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. It's been a little while since I've done this type of video, so I'm kind of excited to do it today. Here in Michigan, it is cold. I'm fortunate enough to have access to a heated barn, so that's what we're hanging out in today with the Crosstrek. If you tracked on it over the summer, my family and I moved. So long story short, we moved into the house that my wife grew up in, my in-laws' house. That's who we bought it from. And it is right smack in the middle of what has been the family farm. My wife and her brothers still operate the farm. They don't do crop farming and animal farming. They have greenhouses. But a lot of the farm buildings still exist. So in my backyard now, I have access to a heated farm stall. So that's fantastic for me. I'm pretty lucky that way because it's about 14 degrees outside today. And there's not a lot that I would want to be doing on the car in 14 degrees other than maybe driving it. Although we got like rain a week ago, the snow is terrible here right now. So the sun is out and it's beautiful, but it's kind of crunchy and not really fun. The snowmobile doesn't go in it. The quad's not a whole lot of fun in this kind of snow. So I got a whole list of things that I want to do to the Crosstrek over the winter, so I'm going to get started on those because we got some big trips planned into the summer, and we got to keep these things running. We can't just run them in the trails and beat on them without doing maintenance. So my maintenance list for for over the winter here includes several things. It needs a bath, which we'll work on. The roof basket and stuff will be coming off. I think I may have damaged the internals to one of the OEM cross rails, so I need to check that out. I got a feeling that I've done something because one of them needs to be tightened quite a bit. So that's going to come off. I don't know if I'll do that today. I got a couple of prototype brackets that I need to test fit, and I've got someone that those are going to go out there to do some testing on and run them. I've been running mine since earlier in the summer, so I'm going to do that. I do have still, if you recall from my fall trip, I've got no fender liners yet. So those the dealership has got for me. I'm going to go pick those up on Monday. So I'm not going to be doing that just yet. But that's definitely on there. Cleaning up some of the wiring on the lights. What I found last summer when I added the Rally Innovations rocker panel guards is all kinds of sand and dirt gets stuck up underneath these. So I will be at some point here, this could be today, I will be pulling those off, cleaning that out. My guess is that all of these pieces probably hold sand and dirt, although not as much here because there's a gap, so I think that those are okay. But those definitely had, there's pictures if you go back through my Instagram, but they must have had a 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of sand in them, which also means that they're trapping moisture. So that's one thing that I've been thinking about, how, if there's some changes I want to do there, because of course that's trapping moisture right up there against the steel of the car. So something that has crossed my mind. The other thing I'm going to be doing today, probably first thing I'll jump into, is I'm going to drop the skid plates off. Just make sure everything looks good underneath them. They've definitely done their job. They've taken a bunch of hits this year. So we're going to pop them off. That'll let me get under there, do a little bit of cleaning, just kind of spray some stuff off down underneath. And partly because I think I've got some stones caught again. I'm getting, like I had one other time, I'm getting a vibration noise that sounds really menacing, but now that I know what it is, I'm pretty sure it's just rocks or something jammed up on the skid plates. So we're going to pop those off and take a look. Appreciate everybody who's been sticking along and watching the videos. Certainly supporting Orbis Overland and the products. 2021 when I launched this back in March, I had no idea what to expect. I was completely blown away by uh, not only like the sales. I mean, yeah, the sales is part of it, but that's not why I'm doing it. It's for the community, and to have fun, to meet people, and all that's been great. To see where the rack wing has gone, to see where the Molly panels have gone, has just been really cool. So really looking forward to 2022. But now I got maintenance to do, so we can do stuff on 2022. So we're gonna jump into it. One thing that I'm doing here today that I've never done before is I got 2 cameras running. I've never done anything for my channel with 2 cameras. So I got a camera here, and I got a camera over here, and my car here. So we're gonna get going on it. Ditch light mounts. Ditch light mounts are definitely one of the easiest first mounts you can do. Might be a little scary to unhook your hood. But it's not that big a deal. The way that I design my brackets, you don't have to take both of the bolts all the way out. Now you will see if you're going to do this kind of thing. You'll see it does get a little tippy, so that's because we released both of the bolts. These that I've been working on, they're stainless steel, relatively simple design. You've got some flexibility for mounting, and I designed them to try to be real low profile and stainless because I'm here in Michigan and that's a big deal. Stainless steel is real strong, so I didn't want to send them out and find out that they need a little bit more angle and then have them at someone who I have no real facility to make that big because this is stiff. So that one looks good. These are going to be going out to a fellow plasma yellow Crosstrek. Test running these for a while for me. So look for them to show up on TYP Dad Wagon's car sometime in the near future, maybe. I think he's pretty excited to get them, so I'm sure he'll figure out how to get them relatively soon. I've never had both sides loose at the same time. I don't think it would necessarily cause a problem. Again, when you do that, you're left with the tension on the hood. Go. So, PYP data, I can be looking in your mailbox. We got projects coming. Other thing I want to say, so Santa Claus brought me this 56-piece set of Milwaukee ratchets. This was the first time I really used them. You say the feel on this ratchet is unlike any that I've used before. The base ratchet. So for anyone that's interested in the bracket mounting, you know, it is just these two bolts. You can see on the bracket that I've designed, I got one is a full hole and one is a slide in. So you see with this one off, if this one was loose, then that bracket just will pop out, then the thing will come out. So you never have to fully take the bolts off the hood. So let's see on the other side. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pop these off for right now, because I'm gonna change kind of my light setup a little bit here over the course of the winter. So since I've already got them off, I'm just gonna take them off. Dirt coming off my skid plates is intense. get the skids off, do a little cleaning. All that it's under there, underneath them. You can see on the other skid too, all that stuff that is just collected in there. So want to get that off, kind of cleared out. And we're gonna pop the second one off. Challenge on the rear skid, or the transmission skid. If you were following way back when I installed these, you might recall we had some challenges getting the transmission plate on. And the reason is, prior to having skid plates, I hit a great big rock on the trail. It's my own fault. I knew I shouldn't be doing it, but I was anyway. But I hit a great big rock. And it hit right out of the frame where the bolt hole is that you use for the skid plate. That's not the only thing that's bolted on there. But what it did is it actually bent the frame of the car a little bit. When I got dirt in my mouth. When we put the skid plate on, my buddy Mark and I, who was helping me put it on, we had to take a Dremel and cut away part of the, where was the control arm, but a little flange of metal because it was pushed back in blocking the bolt. Now I knew going in that I may have trouble getting it out. It took a lot of work to get the bolt up, and it's not coming out. So I'm not gonna fight with it because I know what's there. The amount of crud in and around that skid plate is pretty amazing. So we're definitely gonna need to get it out, which means I'm just gonna get it out with some water. So I've got 3 of them down. I'm gonna actually grab the camera and put it on. So I got 3 of them down. It's hanging down so we can get to it. So I'm gonna get on here to show you. So, I mean, there's just stuff kind of everywhere, and that's what we want to try to get cleaned out. And you can see on top of the skid plate here too, you know, the amount of stuff that's just collected on there, much like the other one. You know, so we're gonna get that cleared out and up in here, because I'm sure that's not good. So what I was saying before, on that side, you know, this bolt right here, this is where we hit pretty hard. This is a little bent. This flange was kind of pushed back. We had to cut that out in order to get the or no, I guess it wasn't that. It was the bolt. It was the original bolt from the factory. That's what was kind of mushroomed over. We had to cut that in order to get it out, in order to replace it with, you know, the bolt for the skid plate. So this is a little tweaked up in here. I've had the dealership look at it. Structurally, everybody's, you know, happy with it. But it doesn't surprise me that I had trouble getting that bolt out. So I'm not going to fight with it anymore, because I don't want it to come out and then have trouble getting it back in, because that could be a bit of a problem. So that is why I want to get these skids dropped and cleaned up underneath here. Now the other thing that I had a couple weeks ago, and I'm going to take a look at that in a few minutes or two, is rotation on the fans, because I build up a mud or ice or something on the fan blades. So I'm going to take a look at that. It seems to have gone away. So it may have just been from some of the puddles we were hitting on that particular day. Okay, so that's part one of my maintenance. I didn't make it nearly as far as I wanted to. You know, that's the way it goes. Because it's a little bit later. My daughter wants to play a board game tonight, so we're going to get in the house, get cleaned up, and do that. So currently where I've got it sitting now, obviously the front skid plate's off. That mid skid plate is hanging. We haven't worked on the rear skid plate, but we're all clean underneath. And once we get it all dry here, we'll be able to, quickly those skid plates back up, and then the front end will be done. Flip the car around, I'll work on the back end. So that'll probably be tomorrow, which will be in part two. So stay tuned for more. Part two, hopefully I'll be able to do the rear skids and then the rocker panel, side panels. So stay tuned for that. And for more, so I've got many more maintenance projects that I'm planning on, and I'll do some videos as we go through them so you can see what I do to mine over these winter months when I'm not out as much. Fender liner installation will be part of that. Basket, like I said, is coming off, and some lighting changes as well. And then stay tuned for some changes to the rear end. I got some Rally Tech parts for the suspension that are going to go on the car here in the next couple weeks too. So exciting stuff coming. Thanks for watching. If you're not already subscribed, give me a like, follow me on Instagram, and love the comments. So let me know what you think. Thanks.